Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come join the party. All right, cool. You know what? I love nothing more than when 8 o'clock hits and seeing a whole bunch of people, supporters, rhinos, really all show up. Hey, hola, Mark. How are you? Um, because you guys know me pretty well by now. Like, Charles, punctuality is something that's important to us. We always start at the same exact time. We always look to end at 8:30, giving ourselves the opportunity to go to 9. Um, and we just try to keep it neatly packed that everyone always knows what to expect. So I want to thank you because when the clock turns 8 o'clock and I see a whole room full, nothing makes me happier. Really, like nothing makes me happier. Yeah, no, Mark, I was one of those that if I was not 15 minutes early, I was late. And God forbid I was ever after the time. It was like, no, I was fired, right? Like I didn't get the job. Hey, Rain's in the house. Rain, I did go ahead and accept your invitation to Rhino Premiere. I hope you saw that. In fact, or Rhino Wealth, right? It's called Rhino Premiere on Facebook, but we repackaged it for this platform as Rhino Wealth. And I do actually want to touch on that because 2 days ago we spent our time together with me giving you a screen share of what Rhino Wealth looked like. On top of what it looked like, I actually offered and shared what we were doing in real time. And I'll tell you this, right? So I've seen many different people on the internet and they all kind of do the same thing. Oh, if you would have done this at this time like we did, you would be doing great. And the problem with that is, how do you really know that they ever did that at that time? In fact, they're always lying. They never did it at that time. And if anyone takes offense to that, I don't care. What I do is that I will always show you in real time what I'm doing. So those that were on 2 nights ago, those that ended up participating in Rhino Wealth because we offered that free invitation, because we're offering a free invitation to all of our high value offerings, then you guys had the first row seat at me saying, well, it looks like the stock that's best suited for what we're doing based on our algorithm is SQQQ, which was a short stock on the NASDAQ, which meant that stock only went up if the NASDAQ went down. At that point in time, the NASDAQ went up 11 days in a row. So not only was the NASDAQ up 11 days in a row, we stood there out front in front of everyone and said, we're calling the top and we're going to profit on the downside, and not only profit, but we're going to buy options because we're so smart. Long story short, those of you that participated did as well as we did, and we've made 40% on our money from that point of time. We purchased at 55 cents, we sold at 77 cents. In fact, those that have the emails know I really sold at 76 cents today because I didn't feel like waiting for the extra penny if I was able to go ahead and close out that transaction immediately. Those of you would also know that it went up over 85 cents and Anthony sold too soon as usual. But Anthony will never, ever be upset about taking a 40% profit in 2 days. In fact, Anthony does that 2 times a week because that's what Rhino Wealth is. So for those that don't know what Rhino Wealth is, or you're hearing this for the first time, the email that I sent out to you, please respond to include you in it. Just simply respond back Rhino Wealth or include me or add me, because after this, actually I'll do it tomorrow morning. Before I send out the morning email, I'll go through my emails and see all the new additions that I need to add, and I'll add you. Now, once the Rhino platform has been released on Apple and Google in terms of the app stores, it's all going to be free for you right there. This is just a matter of offering it to you before or while we're waiting. Little news on that front, Apple took our money yesterday. So they have finally taken our money to purchase our space on the store, which means we're getting really close, right? Apple does not take your money unless they're like a day or two away. So we're patiently waiting like everybody else. So I really hope everyone participated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off this music and I'm going to bring you into something a little bit more behind the curtain. Nothing wrong with profit, Brian. In fact, I've heard nobody ever lost money taking a profit, right? So that too. So I'm going to take you a little bit behind the curtain today. We went ahead yesterday and walked you through complete from zero to hero what the Rhino platform is, why we're looking to solve, what our mission statement is, what our value proposition, and what our path is to allow everyone to participate to go ahead and redesign and reinvent your future, your financial freedom. Because that's what our goal has always been. It's not to go ahead and make money or profit on the backs of small businesses saying, hey, we could help you, pay us, and then we could give you a little bit of help, and then you're kind of still left in the same place because you could have got that level of help from anyone else, and now you're, well, I got it from him at $99, but I could have got it from him at $7. We don't want that. We're not that person. Do whatever you want with your money. We don't want your money. We want to give you money. And the reason we want to give you money is because we believe that when we raise the 99% that's completely disadvantaged in this globe, that A, we are very at peace with ourselves, like we accomplished something. B, the notoriety that goes with leading such a revolution that has that really takes care of those that are just like you. And third of all, we'd make a lot of money doing it too, right? So everyone, when they have a business, it's what's your profit model, right? Are you buying something for $2 and selling it at $3? Or are you investing in your audience? Are you investing in your members? Now, that's a cute thing to say, oh, I invest in my audience, but what does it really mean? Well, it means that you're going to go without pay for quite some time because you believe that what you're doing is going to provide such an outcome that it makes sense. And those that are on our webinar right now know this. And it's so funny because you could say things. I constantly see people say things, and I don't believe anything they say because they all just make it up. What you guys actually know is that we actually had a number of businesses actually sign up for $500 a month, that we actually went ahead and suspended the payments and actually said, we don't want your money. We want you to have this for free because we need you to build our platform. So that being said, I think we've certainly in real time over the last week have gained validity. And not that we did any of that to gain it, but if you stick around long enough, you're just going to learn who I am. So we went through Rhino yesterday and we told you that Rhino.coin is coming out. And we told you that this whole thing is based on Rhino.coin and how Rhino.coin is not only able to redistribute the wealth distribution and income distribution amongst the global population, where 1% have 99% of the wealth and 99% have 1% of the wealth, but it's in identifying that 99% that only have 1% of the wealth also have something quite more valuable. They have 99% of the population. That 99% of the population could turn their backs on the 1%, and the 1% are then left scurrying to go ahead and win favor. It's just that only happens when the 99% realize that as a collection, that they're very valuable. So not any one person ever understands that or realizes that or actually will dedicate their lives to doing so. But that's what we're going to do. And to do that, it's not as easy as like going to New York City and saying, hey, everyone, if you just follow me, we're going to be good. Everyone's like, why would I follow you? Like, who are you? Like, go away from me. People only follow those that A, they trust, but B, they believe in, and C, that they actually prosper from. So I cannot go ahead and even demand or expect any level of anyone following me or saying, okay, that's Anthony, we know what he's doing, unless I'm able to actually go ahead and structure it, educate it, disseminate it, voice it, and then show it and prove it. And during that course of time, in constantly sticking my neck out and spending every day with you and literally walking you through step by step, at some point, you say to yourself, well, he's actually walked me through the last 75 steps. And if he says that the next 50 steps are going to lead to that, I don't know. He's been right for 75 straight steps. Maybe let's go ahead and give him a little bit more. And when that becomes the cultural norm, when that becomes the community that then says, because I've earned it, you know what? This Anthony guy, that's a good guy. I'd follow him. And then allow that to compound on itself till we get to the point where it's like, no, you know what? I'm a Rhino, and this is what Rhinos do. When we can have a community of rhinos who know that they're rhinos and know where we're going, that's the goal. That's our mission statement. So that being said, I want to bring you behind the curtain a little bit of what Rhino Coin is. So we explained what it is, but we didn't go ahead and share, we shared how the numbers work per se, right? And to give you a very brief synopsis, the coin is worth 0 today. By January 2023, it's going to be the exclusive means of transaction on our platform. Therefore, it's worth the value then. So 0 today, worth the value then, right? So what's the difference in this time period? That time period is what we define as that time period defines the coin as an investable asset, because that time period presumably is going to have events that are going to change the value of it today to the value of it then. Could the coin be worth 0 today and be worth 0 then? Yeah, it would just be simply a bad investment. But the sheer fact that I said I have it today and I'm going to have it then, well, that allows you an investment time frame. Well, is what he said going to happen going to happen? In which case, I would never trust anybody that simply said this is going to happen. Like, show me, put your face out there. Walk me through it, right? Yeah. So actually, just to get to that mark, because I have said this and I want to make sure everyone understands this, January 2023, that coin will be on a public exchange. January 2023, that coin will be publicly traded on a public exchange and will be a free floating coin. Therefore, the supply and demand is going to be 100% market forces. Until then, it's a managed market. Because it's not a free floating coin, that market is dictated strictly by me. I'm going to say the coin's worth this price. I'm going to create the market. I'm going to sell the coin at that price, and I'm going to stand as the redeemer of coin of that price. That price next year is January 2 cents, and every month thereafter 1 cent higher. Therefore, you could buy in January and sell in March, and I'm going to guarantee that I'm going to stand there and go ahead and fulfill that transaction for you. At that point, you could simply say, wow, that's a really great deal. I made 50% of my money in 1 month's time. I would like to continue doing that. Because you continue doing that, others are going to continue doing that. While we bring others into the platform, that allows a liquid market. The market's working. There's buyers, there's sellers. But the market's not worth anything if it's not supported by something. So because the platform is already telling you that the coin is going to be the exclusive means of transaction January 2023, between now and then, what supports the value of the coin is what's the platform, right? And the only way you can know what the platform is by actually monitoring the statistics on a weekly basis, which is what we're going to report. The way that works is, okay, let's say there's X amount of members on week 1, X amount of transactions, X amount of volume, cool. Week 2, what's the growth rate in that? What are those new numbers? Are they up 10%? Are they up 15%? What's week 3? What's week 4? What's week 5? After so many weeks, you get a trend. This is the growth trend. When you have so many weeks, you can make projections. By this trend, we can see that the price, we can see the numbers of these particular categories, these members, these businesses, these transactions, these volumes, according to this trend, are going to equal this by this date. That's what an investment thesis is called. Well, if it equals this by this date, then we project that the price will be this. That allows you to make an investment because you see what the price is there, you see what the price is today, and if this price is higher than this price, you buy at this price and hold it for that price. Then you decide whether you want to sell it or keep it. But you need all of that to make a sound investment. So what we are going to do today, now mind you, what I'm about to show you is only the 1.0 version. I still need to edit this stuff. I still need to make sure that I'm completely comfortable 100% with everything it says and all the numbers. But due to my transparency and the fact that we're together every day, there's only so many funny stories I could come up with that even I am human. I think to myself, what's the content I'm going to come up with this evening? What's the content I'm going to come up with later today? Because the choice of saying, I just won't have a call today is never a choice because I will always be right here. But the idea of what am I going to come up with? Well, you know what I know always works? I live a real life. I do real stuff. Therefore, to go ahead and share what I'm doing is relevant to you. because my whole day is Rhino. Therefore, if I share a part of my day with you, I'm sharing what the CEO and founder of Rhino is doing for Rhino, which means you as a member of Rhino and an investor in Rhino and a participant in Rhino and a business in Rhino probably care. And especially if you're going to start participating in the coin, you want to know the growth of Rhino. Therefore, the projections and the things that I'm coming up with of Rhino allows you to do so, because what other business as a CEO actually think out loud live right in front of you? Other than Elon Musk. Do you know Elon Musk actually sold 10% of his Tesla stock off a poll from Twitter during the weekend? You got to give the guy credit. So, will Rhino coin have a utility component? Yes. Rhino coin it's kind of going to be like a protocol, right? You can only transact on our platform via Rhino coin. We're going to make a Rhino wallet. Every business on our platform is going to use the Rhino wallets, because if they don't use the Rhino wallet, they're no longer on our platform. And that's okay. We're not saying that as a threat. We're saying our platform is going to have what we want to have. Therefore, if businesses want to participate, they'll go ahead and do what we want them to do. And that's not to say, well, we dictate to you. No, the whole structure of this everything is based on the coin. The coin has to have the value. If the coin does not have the value, then we can't support the value and the opportunity that we're offering everyone, and I'm going to show you. Therefore, when it gets to the point that the coin has to actually demonstrate that value, and then a business says, hey, listen, I enjoyed collecting all the coin. I enjoyed everything that you've given me, but I don't really want to be a participant and actually now putting up to make sure that our goals are realized. We have no problem saying, well, kick rocks. See you later. Peace out, Cub Scout. So that being said, every business on our platform will have so long. Yeah. Every business on our platform will have the Rhino wallet. What that means is businesses can accept payment any way they want, but upon accepting payment, it's going to immediately be converted into Rhino coin, which means every transaction on our platform is demand for the coin, because every transaction then is a buy for the coin. Therefore, the coin's always supported in value, and the higher their transactions, the higher value of the coin. Now, the business says, okay, Ant, I have this coin. What do I do with it? Well, because we're going to be a free floating coin that's on every marketplace, you'll be able to trade it immediately. I have this coin. Let me go on Coinbase. You got your money back. Or we're always going to stand as the guarantor of that coin. Therefore, you collect a whole bunch of coin and you say, Ant, I have all this coin. I'm going to send it to you and you're going to send me the market value. And of course, the answer is yes. Like, we're going to have that relationship with you. So you as the business will never, ever, 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 ever be disadvantaged in participating and taking transactions via our platform and converting to coin. The only extra step that you're going to have is in redeeming the coin, which you'll be able to do on a free floating marketplace at your discretion or through us as we guarantee it. And for that, you allow a whole generation to become liberated, because the value of the coin is what liberates everyone. So let me get into that. Let me show you that, right? Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share, and yeah, I'll just do a screen share. Okay, cool. So we have everything right here. So I want to say we have the most participants we've ever had tonight. So that's a real cool thing for everyone. All right. So let's go ahead and make this a screen. I'm assuming everyone could see it. If I was a chat function, I could pull this out, bring it right over here. Everyone can see. As long as one person says yes, I can continue. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be that first? Yes. Oh my God, it's Brian. Oh, Rain, you were number 2. And Anthony's number 3. And I happen to like Anthony's name the best. But I am being quite biased in that one. Where am I talking? Where do you see my face? Okay, cool. So this is what our white paper is going to look like. And again, this is version 1.0. I need to edit it. I need to make sure that there's not silly like spell check errors and stuff like that. I'm going to walk you through it out loud. And I hope you're a little bit impressed how diligent I've been in doing this. And you'll see that when this final version's out, it's going to be something you could trust, because it's something that you could go ahead and count on a weekly basis. Like, for instance, when someone says to you, oh, don't worry, in a year from now, it's going to happen, and you believe them, well, what do you do? How do you know a year from now it's going to happen? You don't. All you know is that as it gets closer, you start panicking. And when you start panicking, you start checking in. And then when that person says, oh, it's been 7 months, don't worry, everything's going according to plan, I'm going to get it done. You're like, okay, they still have 5 months. They still have 3 months. Then 2 months, you're in a complete panic. You know why? Because no one ever outlined the steps of what it would take to get there. No one ever showed you a business plan. If we do this on Monday, that means this on Tuesday, that means this on Wednesday. Well, I'm going to show you that. In fact, what you're going to see is 104 weeks of that. Anyway, white papers prepared by me. I'm Rhino, prepared for you, Rhino community. This is the date. You know I did it today. White paper number 1. The objective. Rhino's objective is quite far-reaching yet simple: to change the world. Goals: rebalance wealth and income distribution, assist current disadvantaged generation, educate future generations to be self-sufficient, build community on structural fairness, incentivize idea generation to equal opportunity creation. Solution: to create an investment opportunity for those with investable funds, for the benefit of those without investable funds, for the investment opportunity to be those less fortunate people directly, to manage performance expectations to be one of recognizable growth that can be believed. Now, I don't know if that sounds just like a whole bunch of fancy language to you, but I can no more so clearly say in black and white that my only objective is everyone that's on this call and everyone that's yet to meet us. Project outline: to build an ecosystem of premium offerings, each filling a general need for free. Again, this is a black and white version of what's going to go out to the world. So when I sit here and have these conversations with you, it's not me saying, okay, I have like X amount of people privately on a Wednesday night, I could say whatever I want. No, the benefit of you and I having these conversations, which you don't know now, but you will eventually as the vision kicks in, that you're speaking to somebody that in 2, 3, 4 years from now, people around the globe are going to say, oh my God, that's that guy, that's Rhino, that's Anthony. And you're going to have the benefit of saying, that's Anthony. I was on lives with him when he wore the same sweater every night for like 10 days in a row, because I'm just a normal person. It doesn't matter where we're going to go, but in knowing we're going to go there, you get to quickly realize when someone says to you, oh, you were there in the beginning? Yeah, I was. In fact, I remember his first 1.0 version of white papers, and he actually wrote on it for free. And that's when I knew that this was a real person. And they'll say, oh my God, tell me more about him, right? Toot toot. Am I tooting my own horn, Rhin? Someone needs to do it. For this community to then grow, for that growth to directly support the value of that community, right? We're looking to grow the value for the community. For this community to then grow, for the growth to directly support the value of that community, to capture the value of this community in a transactional asset. That's what Rhino.coin is. What's the outline? Build Rhino platform. That's on the Apple and Google stores and will be released in a day or two. Announce transactions to be 100% in Rhino.coin January 2023 via Rhino.coin wallet. I think I've done that. Launch Rhino platform mobile application. Again, that's going to happen any day now. Announce Rhino.coin 2022 managed market value 2 cents in January plus 1 cent a month. I think I've done that. Grow Rhino platform membership. That's going to be a weekly thing. But the fact that I'm on this every night, I'm on this for a lot of reasons. One of them being to grow the community. When you know, hey, that guy's always on. I like him. I could trust him. I know that if I go to that place, I get the same burger every night. You could then recommend and refer because you're not, hey guys, come check out this guy. Oh wait, he didn't show up. Oh wait, he's saying things I never thought he would. Oh wait, he's drunk. Those things will never happen, which is something that allows us to grow. Reward Rhino members with 50 coin per month plus $10 plus 10 coin per referral. Well, once the platform gets going, first of all of you are automatically on the platform. So all of you right now have at least 50 coin. And we're going to send out certificates via email once we get going. So those are coming out to you. Nurture membership with increased offerings. So the offerings that we're going to increase, like Rhino Dating, Rhino Health, Rhino Exercise, a bunch of really cool Rhino stuff. But first, we're going to make sure everyone's educated on Rhino Wealth, because you would have just made 40% on your mind the last 2 days. Rhino Traffic, which a lot of us are participants in, Rhino Marketplace, Rhino University. We need to make sure that you're educated on what we are offering, get into it, love it, tell us about it, we'll make it better, and then we'll keep going. Because if Rhino could give you a complete ecosystem of things that you seriously love and you never have to pay $1 for, well, then guess what? If you love us, other people are going to love us. Nurture membership with ownership. That's what the coin is. We're going to give you ownership of this platform. Sorry. Report weekly growth statistics. I think I already said we were going to do that. Manage growth statistics. Manage growth statistics to support Rhino coin market value. We're going to show you that beneath. Manage market value to appreciate steadily. What I said to you yesterday and what I have been saying is that because the most important thing is that this coin goes up in value consistently, because we have all the coin, we're going to release it into the marketplace at a 50% rate of the growth of the platform. Meaning if the platform grows 100%, we're only going to grow the coin that we release to be 50%, meaning each coin will inherently and always be worth more than the coin before it because it represents a higher level of growth. This one coin represents those $2 of growth, while that one coin only represents $1 of growth. That being the case, the coin will always go up in value, meaning people that hold the coin will not look to trade out of it because they'll say, why would I sell it here when it just goes up in value every day? That's what we want to do. And again, I know that sounds crazy. The only reason that doesn't happen in the real world is because people are greedy. Every person that you see with a coin is like, oh, let me go see how many people I could sucker into it, and then I'll just pull the rug out of it. I'll sell all mine, and then I'll change my name and move on to something else. There's a guy that does swap, and I was talking to someone on the phone before who's a fantastic person. So if she's on this, I'm not poking fun at you. I'm just using your story as an example. That I know the person that did swap. I stopped working with him because he's the biggest dirtbag I've ever met in my life. And her version of this, or her belief in the company was he was only the spokesperson. Now they have someone else in his place. And I said to her, I go, that wasn't because he was fired. That was because he didn't want to get sued. He took off everyone's money and he took off. The fact that he's still with the company is saying that he knows that he could sucker people again, but with someone else in front, right? So I'm not going to say his name, but it rhymes with Smarbert Schmaff. Anyway, manage market value. Okay, we said that. January 2023, all businesses on Rhino platform install Rhino Coin Wallet for processing transactions. We mentioned that. January 2023, Rhino Coin is free floating marketplace for businesses to immediately redeem. Anthony, I cannot hear you. Can you guys not hear me? Oh. So Rain, I think it might just be you. Turn up my volume. All right, how about now? I just turned it up and I could certainly speak louder. La 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 la. All right, cool. All right, and I have no problem speaking louder. I will speak louder. Rain, well, you know what? You have to buy a better computer, my dear. Okay. January 2023, Rhino guaranteed redemption as last resort. We shared that, meaning Rhino can educate companies to hold Rhino coin as a line item. If we're able to go, coming in loud and clear, thanks, Trace. If we're able to educate companies that, hey, listen, this is how we're managing the value of the coin. Therefore, not only is the coin stable, consistent, but it will appreciate in value, then companies will hold the coin on their balance sheet. By companies holding the coin on their balance sheet, it takes supply off the market, which means when somebody wants to buy it, there's less sellers. Well, what happens when there's more buyers versus sellers? The value goes up. What happens when a buyer can actually believe in the consistency of the coin and the non-volatility, the consistent nature of the coin? Well, then their trust goes up in the coin, therefore their price that they're willing to pay goes up. Therefore, every part of this is designed for the coin to go up in value, which becomes its own self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Meaning Rhino coin will be global, investable, held on company balance sheets, held by members, and value is actively managed via supply and demand weekly statistics to ensure all are rewarded. Meaning all whom own Rhino coin from the early days will experience generational wealth creation. Results being the Rhino platform built for those disadvantaged ultimately liberates those very same members. Now, I don't like using the word disadvantaged I don't believe in the word disadvantage really. Actually, I do believe in it, but I believe the word is more ugly than the 99% it actually pertains to. Not everyone in the 99% believe they're disadvantaged, right? Like, I don't believe I'm disadvantaged. I live a really nice life. But the truth is, I've worked 75 times harder than anyone ever should have. And not that they should have, but I've worked 75 times harder to attain something because I am at a structural disadvantage, and not because of my skin color or where I grew up or any of that, but because 1% of the population literally has 99% of the wealth, which means their path to their success is much different. Like, they learned investment in third grade. I was a self-study, right? Like, I had to do things that they didn't have to do. So that's my point, and I have it quite good. So those that have it as well as I, if not a little bit less, we're all of the disadvantage because we were not born with this large, hey, here's the opportunity to go do it. Or here's your trust fund. Or, oh, you want to go do this job or this job? Or here's your starting salary. No, we all have to scratch and claw. So even though we enjoy our lives and being called disadvantaged kind of rubs us the wrong way, it's true. So the 99% that only share 1% of the wealth are the ones that I'm concerned with. And those are who I'm referring to as disadvantage, which I put myself in that category. All right, supply versus demand. Common person. Brian, thank you. An asset is valued by supply versus demand. In that equation is adoption, transactions, and volume. Here's our initial projections, which in turn create a roadmap for us to follow very closely. If our roadmap is not accurate, we have the opportunity to recognize that immediately and subsequently modify it. It's in this ability to constantly offer a most accurate roadmap that allows investment. Investment wants clarity, not uncertainty. Our main goal is to always properly manage expectations. When one is comfortable with what to expect, then they can make investment decisions based on reasonable expectations, not gambling. So what you're going to see, and I want to preface by saying, these numbers are based on the most perfect scenario that everything goes good, which means I can guarantee you these numbers are not going to happen because I don't know what I don't know yet. I know that so many things are going to happen, but because I know that, I'm in a prime position to be prepared to deal with them. In dealing with them, though, I might lose a day here, I might lose a week here, I might lose a month there. Therefore, what you're going to see represents 104 straight weeks of perfection. That being said, do I believe I could do at least 20% of perfection? Yes. Do I believe I could do 40% of perfection? Maybe. Do I believe I could do 50% of perfection? I could promise you that's my goal. And if I could strive to do just half as well as what I'm going to show you, and I fall on only doing a quarter as well, then in your mind, as you look at numbers, think to yourself, if we accomplish only 25% of what you see in front of you, would that change your life? Okay. So the numbers are based on these metrics. Every line is another week. So week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. Now you're going to see this saying week 3, but it doesn't say week 3. It just says line 3 because line 1 is this, line 2 is that. So if you do a little math in your head and say if line 3 is week 1, then line 10 is week 8. And not that you need to know which week is which. You're not going to be quizzed. Which week is number 52? But just know that that's the order of the weeks, right? So the membership numbers are assuming a 15% growth rate week over week. Now you know our platform. It's completely free. There is no barrier of entry. There's no friction to join. In fact, once the app's out, it's simply just download the app. And we have not even begun doing our own marketing. Not only do we have the funds and the expertise to do the marketing, but as we go ahead and you participate in the coin, those funds go directly to increasing the marketing. So 15% growth in members assumes a couple of things. One, everyone on our platform is a partner. You all are going to have partnership links. You all are bonused and rewarded for bringing new people on. Therefore, you have a certain responsibility to do so. Secondly, we have our own marketing department, we have our own marketing expertise, and we have our own marketing funds. So we can do that as well. Third of all, the decision for someone to come on will never have anything to do with money, friction, or nothing like that because it's free. They could simply download the app or go, or just say, put us on the mailing list. Therefore, when those three things are combined, I believe not only can I do 15% a month, but I also think this is lowballing what I could do. But more importantly than that, I think I could manage to make sure I do 15% a month because as I have those three levers working, I could manage them all. What percentage are our affiliates doing? Well, what percentage is organic? How many people are finding us on SEO and stuff? What does our marketing look like? Okay, we need to increase one of those numbers. All right, add more money there, right? So as long as I know what we're doing, I can do it. Let's say 15% becomes like this far and away, like, oh my God, I can't believe we thought 15%. I could change this to 10%, which means I could change every number to 10%, which means I could then say, hey guys, the numbers that we had outlined in the beginning are incorrect because we have learned that 15% was wildly optimistic. But being everything that we learned, we know we can do 10%, therefore these are the new numbers. In which case you could take a look at that chart and say, wow, these are still really great. Because remember, at the end of this, all I want you to say is, or all I want you to think, guess, is can we do 25% of the results? So being that that our goal is to simply do 1 quarter as well as we're projecting, then that means that 15% down to 10% is already kind of embedded in that, right? So like I said, this is perfection. Business numbers, again, that's a 15% thing, a 15% growth rate. Again, what does it take to be a business on our platform? It's free. Where do our businesses come from? Our members. We upgrade our members to businesses on the platform. Therefore, as long as the membership numbers are growing, don't you think somebody that's a member of the platform would also like to make money on the platform? Hey, you've been a member. Why don't you go ahead and put your business over here? In fact, it's free and we'll do it all for you. Oh, you're already looking to do that? Great. That's what Rhino University is. So to have a 15% number here, we're not going out and asking people to contribute money. We're not bringing on business owners per se to raise the value of our platform. We're promoting our own members to have their own business on the platform. Therefore, we believe that number is very attainable. Transactions. All right, there's people on the platform, there's businesses on the platform, there's people on the platform, the people are buying products from the businesses. What's the percentage of transactions? We're going to say 10%, that 1 out of every 10 members on the platform will buy one thing. That's it, buy one thing a week. So can 10% of the platform, 1 out of 10 people on the platform buy one thing a week? And that thing, can we go ahead and assume it to be an average price of $27? Now, we didn't make these numbers up out of thin air. This actually is the average price of something purchased on the internet. So if we could have 1 out of 10 people on the platform buy a $27 item, then these numbers are true. Rhino coin. This is how much Rhino coin will be given to our members in Rhino. 50 coin per month. So as you can see, these numbers go up accordingly. It's 50 times this number plus carrying over the number from the previous week. Because you have to go ahead and say, if this person's been on for 2 months, they are now worth 100 coin, while this person that just came on is worth 50 coin. Go ahead and fast forward that 17 weeks. How do you keep that calculation? Well, we did, right? So that's what this number is. How much coin is owned by the platform? Rhino coin investors. 12 million Rhino coin has already been distributed to investors. Now, when I say investors, I'm talking about the people that actually own Rhino. I am the majority owner, but through the years, I've brought on investors that had a like mind. To go ahead and fund Rhino for this momentous occasion, I've had to deplenish our own balance sheet over the last 4 or 5 months because I've only been investing to get to the point we're at right now, which means I had the opportunity and the responsibility to call our investors and say, hey guys, listen, we're in a great position, but I need to replenish this balance sheet if we want to get to where we want to go. So rather than asking you for money and rather than selling you equity or rather than taking on debt, I have an opportunity for you. We have this, and obviously as I'm describing it to you, I will let you in at the bare bones X amount price, right? For that, they went ahead and did so. So we're fully funded, and it costs us 12 million coin. And that's okay with me. Now, these numbers are calculated as every member will purchase $100 worth of coin on a given week, actually over a given month. That $100 worth of coin calculates the price of the coin. Now, like I said, in January, it's going to be 2 cents. In February, it's going to be 3 cents. In March, it's going to be 4 cents. So this number automatically calculates that $100. What's the total number of Rhino coin created? 1 billion. This number automatically calculates that $100 times the number of members divided by the price per coin equals this amount of coin. So the numbers are already done. And Mark, I say 1 billion and then I kind of feel a little guilty saying 1 billion because 1 billion is a large number. But when I show you where we're going with this, after I created this sheet, I realized that we need 5 to 10 billion, but I'm not going to do that. I want everyone that owns a coin to really see a very high price one day. And although our business can easily, trillions. Although our business can easily absorb 20 billion coin, I don't want to be greedy. I want everyone to actually be a millionaire. So every week that goes by, those are the metrics, right? This is how these numbers are calculated. So week 1, week 2, week 3. Now I put 0 transactions because every business platform needs 60 days onboarding before they're actually able to make any transactions. Yeah, right? And since we've have some businesses that started with us a month ago, I'm projecting then the next 3 weeks we'll start allowing them to do transactions. So these transactions are 0 till week 4. As you go through it, you see that these numbers grow quite rapidly or consistently. I'm going to show you up until week 52 because at week 52, you're at January 2023, where the coin goes on a free floating platform. So these are all the numbers, la, la, la. All right, week 52, we have 94,231 members. We have 18,846 businesses. We have 9,423 transactions a week. We're doing $254,424 in transactions per week. Our members own 14 million plus in coin. Our investors own 708 million worth of coin. Now, mind you, investors is not Rhino Research LLC investors. They were the initial investors. This investors, as we shared before, is defined as these members each purchasing $100 worth of coin in any given month. So the members are the investors as well. So this is the free coin that's given to the members. This is the coin that the members purchase. The reason I go ahead and illustrate these numbers is to show you out of 1 billion coin, what does this number equal? This is close to, well, actually, oh, so this is week 52. I forgot. We're 2 weeks behind. Duh. So 124,000 members. Obviously, you can read this line, right? You know what? You can read this line. At this point, how much coin has been allocated? Roughly 920 million. That 1 billion doesn't look like a big number anymore. In fact, if you take it to the next week, you're over 1 billion coin is already needed. If the investors buy at the same rate they do, and if the members come on the platform the same rate that they do, we're already out of coin. So what does that do to the value of the coin when the demand is larger than the supply? The value goes up. Therefore, we believe that first week when it hits the free floating marketplace will be 16 cents. Now, how do we get that number, right? Because I'm going to show you these numbers and they're all steadily going up on a weekly basis. And you don't know how I got them, so I'm going to describe to you, but let's take a look at them for a moment. Yeah, no, Brian, wait till you see the numbers. You're going to pop your lid. These are weekly numbers, by the way. Right, Tange? How funny is Brian? Again, these are numbers per coin. Now, granted, these numbers are based on these numbers, but because we have these numbers already in front of our fingertips, we know where we are on a weekly basis. If I go ahead and change this number, you know what's going to happen? So first, what's that number? 1882. Let's say I change that number. Everything changes. Who saw that? What did I just do? Okay, 1882, right? Everyone sees this. Look at this sheet. Cool, cool, cool. Let's say it changes to 9,000. Everything changes. Let's say at this point we're only really at 500. Everything changes. All the projections change, which means because I spent probably like 7 days doing what you're looking at in front of you, that every single week, these are the projections, but once I'm done with the week, I input the numbers. This is going to be a shareable doc that everyone in Rhino is going to have, which means on any given week, you will always know exactly where we are, and you'll be able to forecast your own price of coin at this point, because all of these numbers change. So we're never going to put someone in a position of, oh, all right, I wonder how Rhino's doing. I wonder what that's going to equal in a year from now. No, we're going to have a shareable doc that's actually going to tell you what it's really supposed to be worth at that time. Yeah, and that's what we're doing. It's not that we're sitting here trying to hocus pocus. We're on your team. You are our team. We're the 99%. Here's the thing, though. Any investor with real money will see this and go, I want in. How are we funding the platform? With investment money buying the coin. Therefore, if we're able to produce an investable opportunity that performs well, more investment money comes in. As more investment money comes in, we build the platform out with more members. As more members come in, all the value of all the coin goes up. Who's the people that we're selling the coin to? Our members. Who are the people that are getting free coin? Our members. Therefore, the value of the coin is completely and directly proportional to the net worth of our members. Where's that being funded from? Those guys, because they could go, I shouldn't have said that, right? Anyway, so these are what these numbers look like, and they go up, and they finally stop at $261,934 per coin. It's a very large number. Why is that number so large? Well, that assumes 135 million people are on our platform and that there's 13 million transactions a week. Now, we're going to know if we're going to get to this number because we'll know what it is the week before and the week before and the week before and the week before. But how do we calculate these numbers? Okay. So January 2023, if you take the amount that's going to be transacted in that given week, so week 50 over here, this 336,000 and divide it by a billion, what you get is a literal value of a coin of 0.00029. That is the literal value, which means that's the replacement value of each coin. In fact, the demand is under a billion, so the demand ratio is only 0.92. So when you multiply this by this, you actually get a pretty low number. But what is the 3-month growth rate on that coin? Well, it's 615%. So you multiply it by that, and that's when you get the 16 cents per coin, because that was the previous 3-month growth rate. That's how fast it's growing. Therefore, the coin has to catch up to the growth. April 2023, again, this is the literal value of the coin. If you take the weekly transactions divided by a billion coin, this is what each coin literally is worth replacement value. The supply is only 1 billion still. It'll always be 1 billion. But what's the demand? Demand is 4.4 million. Where did demand come from? So how did I get that number, right? Well, this is the coin that is owned by the members. This is the coin that's owned by the investors. But obviously there's only a billion coins, so these numbers aren't actually real. This is just the implicit demand. So that's because we're able to calculate that demand, because we tracked it the whole way through, because we trended it over the X amount of weeks before it, we know that to be the demand. Therefore, the demand ratio is 4.46. The previous 3-month growth rate is only 535%. So if you take this number, multiply it by that demand ratio, then multiply it by that growth rate, you get $4.30 per coin. If you take that same simple math, every number applies the same way. You get to January 2024, a coin value of 261,000. Now, yeah, investors could buy as much as they want. I was just doing that as an average. Again, right when we get past the first week, well, the first 5 weeks, I'm going to know what the real numbers look like, and we'll be able to go ahead and edit, or not edit, but what's the word? Update. We could update the numbers to reflect more accurate statistics, because everything in front of you is just my projections. Now, granted, I worked really, really hard and I know what I'm doing, so I don't think these are going to be that far off. But this number is very large. If a coin is worth $261,000, that means a coin went up, what, like 26 million percent? I mean, Shibu went up 26 million percent in the last year, so it's not impossible. But that's why I say to you, this is all based on perfection. I don't think we're ever going to hit this number in this time frame. That being said, if we could do even a quarter of this, say for instance, let's take this all and throw it out the window. Let's say the coin just gets to $1,000 in the next 104 weeks, and you bought it at 2 cents. Do you know what your life looks like? Seriously. And that's not a question that I want you to answer to me. I used to be billed out at a very large number when I worked on Wall Street at a very large investment banking firm. And I was responsible for a lot of different things, but one of the things I was responsible for was our corporate clients that were our pre-IPO clients, right? The clients that had the really big companies that weren't public yet. And they would come to the office and share their projections. And I would sit there and I would say, this MFer thinks that I'm so stupid that I don't know that these projections are a whole bunch of hooey. So what I would do is I would sit with them and I would go through the projections and I would show them how it's done. So when I say to you that these numbers weren't written on the back of a cocktail napkin 7 beers in, these numbers come from a place that there are literally billion-dollar companies that are trading right now that I was a part of putting their numbers together. Can I do this for those people? Sure. Where's the fun in that? You know how cool it would be to be the head of a platform where my claim to fame is, Ant, you somehow made 1 million people new millionaires. Like, that would be the coolest thing. And I can promise you that anyone that takes the journey with us isn't going to be someone that after they cash out, now I could go ahead and become like a landlord. What do they call it? A slave lord or a master? I don't know. A slumlord, right? Like now I could be a slumlord and I could take advantage of people and I could do all those really nasty things. No, I actually think everyone that graduates this platform and this program and becomes that new level of wealth that didn't exist prior is going to be the people that are actually going to change the world. I might just be the spark, but it's you that's actually going to go out because you have the numbers. I'm only one person. If I could go ahead and affect 1 million or 2 million lives, then you guys go out and affect 10, 20 lives each who affect 10, 20 lives. And within a generation or two, we could really do something quite special. So I'm going to stop the share because that's that for now. I see all the really great comments and I love it. We're going to leave it at that for tonight. I will, as you know, be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I'm really hopeful that I'll be able to go ahead and start offering the coin next week. Between you and I've spoken to my team. I'm going to offer it just to our platform for $0.015 rather than the 2 cents it will be in January. I'm going to keep it confined to just us for that. So only those that come on our webinars, our nightly meetings, are going to know anything about this. When January comes, we'll go ahead and unleash the full force of our marketing arm and we'll bring one in at the 2 cents. But it allows me to reward those that have been so special in being with me right now, because you do matter to me and I need you to know that. So I'll do it that way. I think that's it, guys. Thank you. Oh, Rain, you're like totally my pleasure. Everyone, have the most amazing night, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Art, really my pleasure. Bye. Oh, and this will be up on the YouTube by tomorrow morning. All right. Wait, does everyone have that? I say bye 1,000 times because I think that's just what I like to do. Let me just go grab that. Oh, I had it in the email. Well, I mean, I already got it. So here you go. Go subscribe, like a couple of things. This will be up tomorrow morning. All right. Love you guys. Bye.